Hello, YouTube. I'm Dr. Wanda.
And my name is Isaac Agusu.
Look, he had to figure out his name. I'm sitting with Isaac Agbosu.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a minute since we've talked to you all.
Yeah. We really miss you.
We do miss them. And it is some interesting things that have happened. One, I celebrated
your birthday.
I celebrated my birthday, which was February 3rd.
Yep.
And then right behind that was
our second anniversary, which happened on the 14th of February. That's Valentine's Day.
Our anniversary fell on Valentine's Day because when I came here to marry Isaac, the way the office works,
the registry
works, is they do those type of marriages on Thursdays.
Yeah, on weekdays on weekdays they do such marriages, but on weekends they told me they've stopped. We wanted it to be on Saturday.
Yes.
But they said no, so we had to choose the Thursday, which was our last day.
It was my last day in the country, and it happened to be because we did not plan for it to be Valentine's Day.
We never planned it to be on the Valentine's Day, but it just happened, to be on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I think it's a nice thing to celebrate your love anniversary on Valentine's Day.
I don't agree with him for many reasons. I think it puts a pressure there that wouldn't necessarily be there. That, where others can say, oh, I don't believe in that pagan holiday. I don't do Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And she knows I love her every day.
Yeah.
There's an expectation that, yes, even if for some reason we're not friendly around our anniversary, that there would be some sort of protocol where you would see about the person for Valentine's Day. So I think it's extra pressure, actually, Isaac.
Well, kind of. For me, that, whether you like it or not, on Valentine's Day, people talk about love everywhere in the world. Churches are having services on Valentine's Day, at least, in a nice way for their church members, to enjoy the occasion.
Well,
whether you like it or not, this is never going away. Valentine's
Day. It's not
Day,
going away, but there are some holdouts. There are people who make it clear that they see that this particular ceremony is attached to paganism and demonic energy, and they bring up folks like Pan, the Greek god Pan, who was a homosexual, and all kinds of gorific things happen with him. So there is a negative energy also attached to it.
Yeah.
What I like to believe is that we have hijacked it and put it back onto a positive
way.
focus.
Yeah.
And that's for many of us. And again, it's all relative to your own mindset. For many of us, we don't focus there. We focus on God's greatest love language, which is love.
Yeah, that is it. People still have something against Christmas Day. But Christmas Day is being celebrated. When Christmas comes, whether it's a pagan festival years back, people see the occasion as, Jesus Christ's birthday. And even people have problem with people celebrating their birthday. So things are there. There are people who will be against it, but in general, it's a love day. So in Ghana we say a chocolate day or something. I don't know if in the US you also mark it as a chocolate day.
Absolutely. Lots of chocolate, lots of roses, lots of bubble bath, lots of wine. So we came up on this, and this is 2 years, and Isaac has been wanting to have this interview with me forever, where we talk about the topic of connecting with someone online. This is where your focus is?
That's my focus. For some time now, I've been thinking, ever since I met my wife, I've been thinking about this meeting someone online, the success story, because I have read and I have seen the other, negative aspect of online dating. I have seen them. So
you experienced it too.
Yeah, that is true. I also experienced it. So kind of believe it, never believe it, and all those things. So I think when I met my wife, I told my wife, you see, these things do work. But when I told her, like, it wasn't, because I was like,
he asked me what did I think of online dating.
Yeah.
I said, it's neither here nor there to me. Isaac is all, and he was positive then. He's like, oh, it can work. Okay, well then it can work.
Yeah. And honestly, when she told me, I was like, these are some of the, I've experienced some of those, like, this is also maybe one of them. But
why are you so positive about it?
I was so positive because of your, energy, your spirit. I realized
so it was more about the individual than it is about just the concept of online dating.
That is it.
Okay.
That is it. And I am seeing the blessings in the life of people here in Ghana, especially. I've seen what she has done in Tanzania, Uganda, and South Africa. I'm seeing the impact, a positive impact in the life of people in Ghana, because I met her online and she came to Ghana, and it's amazing. I always think about this, like, if this woman never came to Ghana, this individual around this place, because she has really helped a lot of people, really brought people from extreme, issues, seriously. And I've been thinking, if this woman, I never met this woman online, we talk and she came to Ghana, how would the life of these people that she's helping would be like?
But what does that mean ultimately for you? Because to me, see, this is where he wanted to have this interview, and I said, I don't know that it's online. I think that if it's your intention to be a blessing, that wherever you're at, those blessings follow. So whether it's online or whether it's in real time, whether it's at home, whether it's abroad, like, this is what you're about, so you're going to see that.
Yeah.
So maybe it wouldn't have been these people, but it would have been someone else. But what does that mean for Isaac and Wanda?
That is it.
What does that mean for you? Because I'm not married to those people. I'm not dating those people.
Yeah. I would say I'm the first person to be affected by a love. I'm the first person. I'll keep on telling her, the kind of love you have given me all these 2 years. I will tell you the truth, and God is my witness. I've never experienced this kind of love, anyway. She kind of love, sometimes gets mad, she's irritated.
I get mad a lot.
Yeah. And but I think a kind of love covers everything. I am a cool guy. I don't like arguing. She likes to argue.
No, I don't like to argue. What I like is truth, and I like for the record to be correct. I think that there's a disservice that's done in love when you can't go to your significant and confess yourself, or be completely yourself, or tell the truth. And you're talking about two imperfect beings connecting. So I don't think I should have to tell my truth to the next person. I think the first person should be my life mate that I'm yoked with, that I should be able to turn literally in the bed and say, this. So he sees that as art. So these are one of the issues that has come about with this connection. So yes, we've made it past the online piece, and we both accepted that we was meeting online and what we wanted that to be. And then we decided, like, no, we definitely wanted each other, but we didn't want it to be like a one night stand, or like a sex vacation, or a hookup. I'm older. I'm too young to be somebody's old lady. Okay, and I'm not old enough to be somebody's old lady. So I'm either gonna be a wife, or what are we, lovers? Because I can't see all these other statuses that people are willing to accept. And so he wanted me to be his wife, which is why he proposed. And I didn't mind. I thought, usually when people make these proposals to you, you kind of giggle, or you let them down easy, or you ignore it. But I actually liked it, and I immediately responded with yes.
Yeah, and some people would think, because he wants to travel outside Ghana, that is why he wants this American lady or something. I said, my wife will tell you, I would like to visit America, see her family and all those things, but it's no green card. No. Don't bring the green card issue there. I don't want it. You see, I love this country, Ghana, and My wife will tell you.
Well, and that actually was one of the reasons I felt comfortable dating Isaac, was that he was a proud Ghanaian without being obnoxious, because some people take pride in anything and they take it too far. But he was very proud, very comfortable in his nation, and so he actually wasn't looking for a green card. But the other thing is, I made it clear early on, I'm a Pan-Africanist, I'm a transnational. You're not going to get a green card. I'm by no means anti-American. That is the land of my forefathers. We are stolen Africans. That's where we've built. That's where we've lifted that country. No matter what anybody tells me about anything, I know who my people are there, whether they're healthy or whether they're not. So I'm okay with that. But in the final case scenario, it is my heart's intention to spend the final years of my life on the continent. I'm coming to Africa.
Yeah.
So he would be wasting his time marrying me if he think we're going to live in America. We're not going to live in America. Now, the assets that I have in America, I freely have made him welcome, and we're free to share that. But I was attracted to Isaac because he was not trying desperately to get out of his country, and he didn't come with this laundry list of anti-Ghana things. Yeah. I don't want to hear it.
You see, and we know the opportunities in the United States far above what we have here. Ghana, you have to create your own job. Yeah, that is it. If you really want to make it, you have to create your own job. Some of us, we are blessed, at least to have worked in companies that we have learned a lot of things for us to come and open our own job. You see, so I believe, I strongly believe, with the raw materials that I am into fruit juicing, with the raw material that we have in Ghana, if I have machinery, I can open up a big company, employ people in Ghana.
See, now that's another place where me and him separate on. He always talks big, and I'm always micro. Okay? I don't go off into, I could have a factory, I could do this. I'm the descendant of the slave. So the slave had to make do. Once we were free, we didn't have all these options, so you had to make do with what you had. What do you have in front of you? What can you make happen with what you have in front of you? Assemble these people and let's work from there. So he manufactures juice. He's an amazing juice maker. Not so good a businessman, but the product he produces is excellent. I don't think he needs all that factory and machinery. I don't think he needs that. I think he needs to do what we used to do, coming through up in the hood. You sell what you got. You consistent with it. You respect your product. You don't give people things that where you done made mistakes. You make sure that if you make a mistake, you're very apologetic, and you just get your product out there and let it take on its own legs, and it will bring you the other pieces. Isaac has bigger points.
Well, I don't want us to deviate on our main topic, but
this is the topic.
Yeah,
because we're talking about what. Now you done pulled this person offline. What are some of the issues that you face? And one of them is I'm micro, and you think big.
Well, this is what I wanted to our viewers to understand. Like, I believe that for me to travel there, I'm gonna be with my family.
Okay.
Over there.
Which you would be.
Yeah. If I have to work, I have to work, take care of my family. But if I have to leave, stay in Ghana, I have this dream of employing people. So it's gonna rather be a blessing for others for me to stay in Ghana than to go and live in the United States with my wife.
That's true.
Yeah, that is the point I'm making. Okay. But I understood like Bible says, your small beginnings, shall be a blessing or something like that. So I don't mind starting small, that one. But I'm saying that it will be a blessing to me and others in Ghana if I should stay and let this business grow and employ others than me to go to the United States, go find job and take care of my family. Few of us there, you see. So this issue of green card thing, and we want to, no.
Everybody's not looking for a green card.
So,
and I suggest that with people that's dating, that's trying to date online, that you kind of veer yourself, have a sharp ear for that.
Yeah.
Because if a person's looking for a green card, not that it's not genuine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting a green card. It's just that it does put a question mark over what the connection is about. Okay, what else?
Yeah, you see, well, when you were coming to Ghana, you see, a lot of people said negative thing about an African proposing love to you, and you coming to Ghana to
Well,
Ghana.
y'all, it was negative, but the thing
Yeah,
is,
they
didn't say stuff that wasn't true.
I want to. Very good. Yeah, that is a very good. So it's like there's a picture out there that they want to come to you understand that
yes.
is why. Yeah, and now
and that they will date a butt ugly woman. They'll date an old white woman in order to do that.
And you see,
and they have done that.
You see, and this is one day I watched Oprah.
Okay.
So many years ago I watched Oprah. And Oprah was talking about this issue, online dating and scammers, and it brought this woman to the studio, and they were giving out their experience. One lady was like, she went to Nigeria. It's a white lady. She went to Nigeria, got to the airport. He called this guy. This guy never showed up. Yeah, other people also came with their issues. Some were scam off their monies and other things. So we know these pictures have been put out there. So it is a lot of people like, no, I'm not doing online thing, especially Africa, West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria thing. You see, but let me let you know. Ever since she came to Ghana, what she's been doing, the pictures we putting out there, is really changing some people's mindset. I don't know if I have to say this here, but some of her friends really want to come to Ghana because they are seeing something beautiful between her and this gentleman here in Ghana. So now
he describes himself as a gentleman.
Yeah, and she knows I am. And now you see like something is being washed in the mindset of people. There's like, at least we have seen the negative, but there's positive thing happening in the life of these two people.
Okay, there is positive things happening in the lives of these two people, and yes, they are seeing a different type of coupleship and partnering together. Because whatever's happening with Isaac and I, whether it's going well or not, when we go out of the apartment and we're involved with anything publicly, we are most certainly a united front. We do not take things out of the parameters of our home and go and make outside a public display. That's one. Mm-hmm. Two, we are like-minded in the behavior, the etiquette, I should say, that you use on the internet. So we don't use the internet as a whooping stick for each other. We don't use the internet to expose each other, to debate, argue with each other. Mm-hmm. It's not a platform necessarily for correction. He doesn't get up there and yell at me. I don't get up there and yell at him. Sometimes we're even working things out with each other, and we will send various memes or videos or whatever into one another's inboxes to say, look, I want you to read this or listen to this, or we'll tag each other in something to say, this thought, this is how I'm feeling, or this is what I want you to think about this thought. But I think that's part of what has to happen if you're dating online. That's been a plus in this marriage that we've never had to work out. We did talk about it, but it's never been a battleground for us. We're like, I'm sick of him. That's not going to run across the internet, or I don't know why I ever got married. None of these types of things that we see from other coupleships.
No. We have matured beyond this.
So we don't play those. We don't play those things out on the internet. But I can tell you, it does get animated sometimes over various hurts and topics and issues. We are a real couple, and this is a real marriage. We just went to extend my visa. And part of what had to happen in that process is we had to take the marriage license. And the gentleman asked him, he questioned.
One gentleman at the Ghana Immigration Service, we went to the headquarters ourselves. This is the second time we've been there. They gave us 3 months expired. We have to go there for a renewal. And this time around, they gave us a 4 month. I wanted her to have 6 months, but they said, no, we can give you 4 months. So when there was this woman who wanted to go through our documents and whatever she asked to, and this man was, have you checked the authenticity of their marriage?
Yeah, he wanted to check the authenticity of the marriage certificate. It was like,
and I was like, why would I come to this office with this woman and come and tell you people that she's my wife when she's not my wife?
What exactly is his benefit?
How
What
will
is
I
the
benefit?
benefit he gonna
Well,
get from it?
though with the marriage certificates, the amount of money that you pay is lower compared to if she's not married to a Ghanaian.
The
Lower.
amount of money I pay
And-
for the extension is lower.
Yeah, and I never knew that. When we went to the first one that we did, we went to the airport and they were able to do it for us. This one we went to their headquarters and they did it. And this one was like, no, if you have your marriage certificate, the price would have reduced drastically. And I was very surprised. So I had to go and print out a marriage certificate. I give to, and really, yeah, it dropped. And I was so shocked, like, wow.
Well, I found it, I wouldn't say offensive. It was just, mildly irritating.
Mm-hmm.
I said, these guys are printing out these documents. They're having their elected officials sign off of them. The thing was held, it's on their specific paper.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just walk up and find this paper. It has their stamp with whoever they have in position signature. And you get there and you're questioning the authenticity of what?
Yeah.
How could we have possibly come up
Mm-hmm.
with all of this stuff that's on this
Yes,
document?
seriously.
But Isaac, that's where he is a gentleman, because he just ignored it.
Yeah, I just look at
He gave
him
it no
and,
energy,
yeah.
and the woman also, she looked at me and him, and she gave it no energy, and she continued on with the processing.
And she even talked to us nicely.
Yeah, well, man, she didn't have a reason not to.
Yeah.
Just some of the interesting things being married here,
Yeah, so like some of us or some people who like where they are benefit marrying an American, you go there and like you get your green card and automatically become American.
Well, the benefit is on the other end. There's no benefit. So far, I have not garnered a great benefit being married to you.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first gift that was given to me when it was like, okay, you're going to pay less because. I thought being married, at some point, that there's some sort of, like my friend is married to a Nigerian. She has a card where they made her a Naira wife.
Yeah,
so she can come back and forth to see her husband in Nigeria without any, visa and all this because she's official. Okay, she's married to, but they don't have anything like that here in Ghana.
Yeah,
so
our system I think is different.
Yeah, your system is very different, and then there's not as if I get some sort of discount or they're going to accelerate my citizenship or there's some sort of passport I can get rapid fire. I'm getting no extra benefit, so I mean, I'm saying in terms of processes and procedures.
Yeah. Even when we visited the Cape Coast Castle, and I told them this is my wife. Why?
Because the castle is a dungeon.
Yeah. I paid less, and they wanted her to pay more. I was like, no, she's my wife. Like, okay, what did they say? Like that?
No, let's get it straight. You paid nothing. The native, who doesn't give two rats' tails about the dungeon, who has never stepped foot in the dungeon.
Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian. That was my first time I went. I've
met many Africans who have never gone to the dungeon, the castle. They've never gone, and they get to come in free, and they make the black, the one that they called back home, the return, the year of the return recipient, make them pay.
Yeah, and I was like, no, she is my wife. So honestly, the lady was like, okay, she reduced it though.
She reduced it because he challenged her. She wasn't going to reduce diddly squat.
She asked me to show something. Is it a marriage certificate or something? She asked me to show something.
Why should I have to show anything? You hear this American accent. You know that y'all called us back. You know why I'm over here. That part of it was irritating. So see how even being his wife is only because he asserted that it benefited. Otherwise, I was going to have to pay.
Yeah.
To go into what is essentially a tour of complete pain. Because there's nothing pleasant about the dungeon. It's all hurt. It's all ancestral hurt. That's what you go through. You experience, you go through understanding the trauma that lives in you as you go forward. But moving forward, what else, baby?
Yeah. So you also benefit. Marrying to a Ghanaian, you also
let's hear it.
Yeah, so I think that is one of them because she was there. Maybe she was looking on their phone. She would have seen how some people were charged because they defaulted on their stay. And there was this woman who, said she has opened an NGO and all those things. I think she wanted this thing to be lowered. But like she couldn't get it, so I was like, wow. So
that was my little come up. That's how I came up.
Yes, at least there are some benefit. You also get marrying to a Ghanaian.
Well, listen, I've actually benefited quite a bit being married to Isaac. Here are some of the ways I feel quite proud. He gives compliments about the work. My wife has done this. She's helped that one. She's run this program. She's done this. Let's make it clear. I could not have done even a third of what I did without him. Okay, what I've done without him. Isaac is my organizer. He's my GPS. He's my translator. He sets the tone so that I'm not tone deaf. I understand if you're going to a funeral, you wear red and black. If you're over here, you have to keep your shoes on. In these situations, you wear flip-flops. You can't, he gives me he sets the tone for me for engagement and behaviors. And it's not a lot because for the most part, Ghanaians are a little bit more progressive of the continent of places I've been. They're not real just like disconnected from Western actions and thoughts. So they're kind of cool. Like, it's easy to relate and connect with them. So it's not a lot, but you still want to be respectful. You still want to be in cultural alignment as much as you can when you come into a place. And so I have completely benefited from that. I never worry about being robbed, raped, ripped off because he doesn't allow space for that. And he is, like you said, like he describes himself as a gentleman. He is, when things are getting dicey, he is a peacemaker. He gives me space to be my fiery self without interrupting me. If anything, I interrupt him more often than he does me because I'm an American black girl. That's what we do. So, but he gives me space to be myself, and sometimes it actually strengthens him. For example, we've had our own experiences with the post office and all of the shenanigans that you go through with that because they charge the African to pick up the mail that you send them.
Yeah.
And some of those fees are so unfair that you're almost paying for your own item twice.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
So it's times that, okay, cool, we get it, and other times we don't get it, and it's my fire. It's the fact that I'm so, righteously angry that he's gotten the strength to still be a gentleman, but then climb the pecking order to go to higher ups and say, hey, what's happening here is not right, it's not fair. And he's actually seeing where he's won, where the fact that he opened up his mouth and advocated that he actually has won. So I benefit greatly from him with that. If I had stood there as an American, it's been times I haven't been here. If I stood there as an American arguing, they would have just saw me as just an irate, belligerent woman. They wouldn't have really gotten what it was that's perturbing me. Whereas Isaac does, as a Ghanaian man, know how to relate to his nation, know how to relate to his people. And I do need to discipline myself to respecting that so that we both get out of it okay. We don't bring any extra, anger or hardship or, bad vibes to ourselves. But then he also understands that sometimes the way Ghanaians meal among each other is not right. That the fact that you're speaking polite words and you're quoting scriptures, you need correction. It doesn't need to stop here. Like, this is not over. And that it's okay for me to not be okay with rules of engagement. But I still have to most times default to him to manage it. Mm-hmm. Most times I have to default to him. And so I see that as a plus because somebody's here milling through all these systems and they don't have the benefit of what I get from my husband. He reads well, he writes well, his communication skills are very, very good. I get on him all the time because he's a professional procrastinator. But once he gets started, it's just like Shaka Khan said, once I get started, oh, it's hard to stop. He's like that. Once he gets started, once I get him going, he's good. So even when I think about traveling throughout the regions we've gone through, I did that all with my husband. He knows how to find out how much things going to cost, how to get us a discount, how to switch gears if we need to take a different route. He knows how to get us out of situations that seem unsafe. When the roads get too rough, let's switch to this car or that car. I don't know the shortcuts in this nation. I don't. Whatever route I go is the one route I go. He knows the other routes. He knows the other ways to do it. So I am very, very blessed, beyond blessed, because I can tell you, because of who he is, we do everything from walk. I think the only thing we ain't been on together is a bike. And I wouldn't be surprised if we was on a bike next. But we've been on a trotro, we've done cab, we've done higher riding, Uber, we've done the long excursions on the bus, and all of them pretty much I sit back, I tell him what I want to do, and he puts that in order for me. So I am blessed abundantly. That's an abundant benefit.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you so much also for, making us proud. You see, you have really put Ghana on a high, level. Yeah, because I've been reading your Facebook messages, your posts and everything. It's like people now.
They're interested.
Yeah, they are interested.
For a different reason.
Yeah, for a different reason. Friends want to date Ghanaian men. Friends, I've talked to
That's
some.
That's not hard.
I have talked to some of them, and she will tell you. One of her friends never believed in online dating. She saw our success story, and she traveled to Ghana. She broke
all the rules and brought up.
Yeah, she came to Ghana. Yeah. Well, so these are some of the, good things
that this marriage has brought.
Yeah, that these two people met online. That is the truth, and they have changed the scenario.
But don't you think it's because we're living here as a just a regular couple? Like, we're not living deep. I mean, the first year I was with Isaac, we didn't even have a toilet. I traveled with a portable toilet. Mm-hmm. We were living, like very bad. Like, I'm always in the village or the township. I don't do the city. I don't do a cry. Mm-hmm. So there's no one to show off to or flash to or... don't you think it's because we're just regular that they're saying, like, you could actually get just a regular Ghanaian man and have an okay life? Like, you're not shot to Wally. You're no big shot here. You're just an everyday guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're beautiful in that respect, but I'm saying that you don't need to be shot to Wally. But you get what I'm saying? Like, some places it makes it seem like you would need to get the royalty, what they've identified as royalty, or you need to be, but actually you could just meet a good, hard-working or a good forward-thinking or positive energy, God-fearing man and do okay.
Yeah, that's the truth. But let me advise some of you too that you have to be very careful, because there are good people in Ghana and there are also bad people in Ghana. I don't want to speak about I don't want to speak about other African nations, but when they talk about what was the term that they use for? Is it no, they have a certain word for it, like, is it romance, scamming, or what? They have a certain word that you use for, like, people come online, they get people, to fall in love with them, and they scam them. I think they have a term for that.
Well, I know the term catfish, where you think you're getting one thing and it turns out to be another.
Yeah. Well, I think catfish. I think is that okay. Well, let me use the word catfish for it.
You get tricked.
Yeah, people. People have been tricked. People have been scammed, and all those things. But that doesn't mean that they are. Everybody is like that. They are good people. I've seen some people who have come to Ghana to be with their spouse and other things. So
he always says that there are bad people. You got to be careful with that. See, I see it different, and this is one of the reasons I never put a great emphasis on online dating, is that you're still just dealing with people. You're dealing with the human element. Yeah. And if you walk down the street and you meet someone, you run into the potential same issues of character flaws, liars, cheats, manipulators that you do on the internet. Mm-hmm. And so I just happen to meet a relatively decent spirit, but I don't feel like it's because it was online, or I don't feel like offline is any less ominous. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are people. Some of us are just not good. We're just not. Yeah. For whatever reason. And I don't like to get off into like being everybody's, analyst. And other people are lovely. Like, they have their issues, but they just happen to be really, really lovely spirits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So So you don't have to give up online. But Isaac promotes it. I would never promote it because it's like a dark alley to me. The internet ain't nothing but a dark alley. You go down that joker, you go down it alert, understanding that you do not know what lurks here, and you should use a lot of discretion and discernment. And another reason why I was comfortable dating Isaac was that he was willing to come out of the darkness. So I have a portal at home. Everybody that came through the door, knew of Isaac Agbosu. I introduced him. I was very open about introducing him to everybody from the mailman on up to my mama. Okay, and when I came to Ghana, it was his heart's investment to introduce me to the closest of his family.
Yeah.
So I did meet his mother. I did
My
meet,
father.
yeah. So that's how part of what you need to know too, because when people are playing these internet games,
Yeah.
they actually don't ever introduce you to the core family.
Yeah.
Because your friends will play the game with you, but that grandma, that mama, that daddy, they're not in on the scam. They don't want to do that.
She is the first woman I've ever introduced to my mom, my dad, my entire family.
And he never lets me forget it.
In my village. And I keep on telling her, you are the first woman I've ever done this.
He said, I've never done it.
And
I always say, so what?
Honestly, I never planned it. Before she came to Ghana, I haven't gone to my village for like over 10 years. Before she came to Ghana, I haven't gone to my village.
But he wanted me to meet
she had 1 week to stay in Ghana. I had to let's go. I never called my mom that I was coming with her. We go there, and my mom was even surprised.
So ladies, with Africans, different from African American men, introducing you to their mothers, to their that's big.
Yes.
That's huge.
When they are serious,
when they're serious,
they would really like to introduce you to their parents.
So if they're telling you you're their fiance, and they haven't introduced you to mama, grandmama, daddy, you might be in trouble.
Yeah.
You might be
they want to introduce you to everybody. They have friends, everybody.
You're never a secret with an African man that's excited about you.
That one, I will advise you, don't let him keep that from you. Some I know will just go and talk to some people who are not their parents and tell them, oh, this is my mom and my dad. They would like to send you pictures and all those things. But, if my mom or knew how to do this video thing, I'm sure by this time, because she has told me, get me a phone. I would like to be having a video chat with her. Like, Mom,
she wants the video chat with me, but she don't speak English.
What are you going to say?
And I don't speak God. So we're going to grin at each other and smile. But that's sweet.
But she was I want at least, she want to talk to her when she's in the U.S., at least for her to be happy, like, I'm talking to my in-law in the U.S. It's kind of nice. But what are you going to say? Maybe unless I'm doing something.
Listen, we're going to flirt with each other a little bit and get off the phone, okay? Mm-hmm. And that's
but one thing too, my wife told me this, and I also believe that we don't do much, what do you call it, match meeting or what?
Matchmaking. I told them I don't matchmake.
Yeah, we don't do it. Ever since some of my friends saw me and my wife and I, and they were like, can you talk to your wife if she has friends and people that
not.
I was like, no, my wife darling. My wife can do it.
But I don't want the responsibility.
Yeah, no,
I don't want the responsibility because these people are still human beings. Things go right and wrong, and when you matchmake, they point the finger back to the match.
Yeah, and
you didn't tell me.
I've always told her that ever since Adam blamed God, because of Eve, God has never brought any woman to a man that married this woman. No, God always gives you options. Well, he has never.
If he ain't doing it, I ain't doing it.
Yeah,
I don't matchmake, but I do get quite a few people that ask me about it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do, because
and what I tell them is, it's raining man. Hallelujah, it's raining man. And they have to know. I have to let them know. I say, first of all, the African is not in jail.
Mm-hmm.
He not on drugs, and he do work.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's a bunch of them.
Yeah, that is true.
And even when they're in their 60s, you can still find a little six-pack, find muscles in a six-pack in a 60-year-old. Whereas we're breaking down, getting fat, getting all messed up because of food and drug culture. Even the young ones look older than they should because of food and drug culture. So in general, there's a lot of healthy, very, very good looking African men, strong men over here. So I tell them, baby, you got to get on that plane and come. And it's definitely raining in. And Ghana in particular has a lot of boys. It's full of a lot of masculine energy here.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to have a hard time picking or being picked, really.
But honestly, I will tell you, Ghana is a nice place. You have men who really respect women. That you can find yourself one if God directs your heart.
Find yourself
yeah,
if God directs you. Like you're going to the Ghanaian man store.
Yeah, if God directs your heart, I will recommend Ghanaian men.
Oh, he's recommending them now.
Yeah, that one for sure.
Yeah, let's move this conversation forward. And what else, Mr. Agbosi?
Yeah, so I think our success story. We have our issues behind the scene, but you see, for me, the what we have achieved overcomes all these issues. Issues like affectionate in public. I keep on telling you, I'm a Ghanaian man. We don't really do this. So I have to.
It's not affection in public. Do not lie to these viewers. It's affection.
Well,
it's that you're not as affectionate as I like.
That's.
I'm a black woman. Okay. Mm-hmm. I like to be kissed, told I'm cute. I like to be slapped on my butt. I like when you grab me. I'm a thick woman. Grab me. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. I like that. I like you to sneak up on me and kiss my neck. I like you to curl. I like affection.
Oh, okay.
Isaac is, he's a lover. He's a shut the door, make love to you type man. But outside, he sometimes he walks with me and he engages with me like I'm his sister. And I'll tell him, I'm not your sister. I'm not your sister. I'm not your sister in Christ. I'm not your classmate. I'm your wife. Hold my hand.
Kiss me.
Kiss me when I walk up. Give me a kiss. I don't want all that tongue kissing. You ain't got to pull your tongue out. But mwah.
So is it? Well, I keep on telling you. Well, I'm learning how to I'm calibrating.
He got about a B- C in that class. I'm looking for an A.
I'm calibrating, and I think for me, I think I'm doing well because I've told her, do you see us kissing? Do you see Ghanaian men?
When I'm in love, I don't see nothing.
Well, this is
see who? See what? Give me a kiss.
Okay.
Oh, he put it on the internet.
Yeah. So these are some of the issues, trying to calibrate to, a certain way of showing.
These are cultural issues.
A certain way. So this.
But I yelled at him. I said, "What did you pick this wife for? What do you want? What you want with me?" Mm-hmm. Because I give out a lot of love. I've tried to explain to Isaac, this is a very crucial part of having me as a wife. Okay. That I give out a lot of love to other people. And so at home, I have to be refueled. Everybody does. Anybody that's a giver, that's a loving person, you have to be loved on to give out love. You can't just deplete yourself. So you're either going to get it in a positive way, which would be my own family and friends and my husband, or you'll get it negatively. That's flirting and receiving the looks and energy of others. That's just your humanness. Love, when you need to be loved, we need to be loved. That's how it is. So I'm telling him, like, look, when I get up in the morning and I get dressed and you think I look beautiful before any other man says anything to me, you should tell me. I should hear from you first. If you think my hair is pretty, if you think I smell good, I should hear that from you, because best believe when we step out into the general population, somebody's going to notice me and say that. That's how it works. Women are flowers. That's what they are. They're all beautiful flowers, different shapes, sizes, colors. and the men are drawn to them. Okay? You should be drawn to me first so that my mind is set on you. No one should trump you, go before you, beat you out to it. So, yeah, that's an issue. And he's learning that because he's not used to it. But I've told him I need that. I need to know I'm beautiful to you. Because you're looking at other women and you're noticing their beauty. Why shouldn't you meditate on your wife? Say something about your wife. Isaac is a Christian man. I've asked him, study the scriptures that God gives us on marriage, on units. I since one time we sat and we listened to the Song of Solomon together. And I consider that the sexiest book in the Bible because it really does encourage the type of flirting and touchy-feely stuff that I'm talking about. I said, I didn't make this stuff up. God made this. God came up with these thoughts. Okay, he showed us how to do it because I'm your fair maiden. You should be meditating on me first. Otherwise, you don't need a wife. You need to be a bachelor and you need to enjoy. Otherwise, you have to study me like I have to study you. Isaac is very easy to please. There's not a lot to please in Isaac. The men are pretty consistent. It's the women who get kind of complicated. So they like to make out like all women are the same. We're not the same.
Yeah, that's true.
And he picked somebody out of his culture, and then he picked somebody in a different age group. I come from a different generation. My generation is all love songs and romance, and in this generation, if I had to pick with the millennials and the generation after them, everything is sex, everything is experimentation. It's a lot of exhibitionism. I don't identify with that. I don't identify with that. I still like to sit, throw my leg on you, talk you to death, and with my pillow talk. I still like that.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, but it ain't the man.
Yeah, it's true.
It ain't Ghana style.
That's so beautiful.
What else do you want to say?
You see, even with what she's saying, when we walk in public and I'm holding her hands or walking with them, the attention,
He sees them.
Yeah,
I don't see.
Yeah, the attention is like. So I was like, do you see how people were just like?
And I always, in my regular rude black self, I don't look at them and I don't give a damn. Grab my hand.
Yeah.
I want my and even when I'm getting out the car, I say, baby, you have to reach back for me.
And sometimes I feel so big because I see how some people wish, she's their wife. I've seen some people around, and
that's because all the women ain't the same. They know what you got.
Some of them wish, I know myself because
treated like
she's a wonderful woman. She's very loving and kind. Yeah, that one I must tell you, she's loving and kind, and I am experiencing and I am being blessed through online dating. That one I'm not ashamed. This is one positive story. If you have heard or seen bunch of negative story, this is one positive story.
Well, I have to agree, and this is how I'm blessed. Now, I am blessed in that I loved Isaac enough, or as my sister-in-law would say, I had the courage. It takes great courage to take on the whole man, okay? Because otherwise, I could have took on a portion of him. The sex, I could have used him as my guide when I'm here and that kind of thing. But I decided to take on the whole man. Now, by taking on the whole man, you don't know what you're really getting. So I'm still learning, studying, managing. I have my days that I want to quit. I don't want to manage it. But he's right. I wake up, and after we've worked on some things and talked out some things, we do decide to continue to go forward. So I think that's a positive. Anytime that you can find a reason to stay in your marriage, to work on your marriage, then there's something good there. Everything is nothing's that rotten. But I've also gained an amazing extended family. And I cannot, this is the first time that I've had that level of complete love outside of the man for his family. I think the worst one in the bunch I care about. Okay, there's really no one I wouldn't at least feel some sort of warm thought towards. And so that's a beautiful thing. His family is totally devoted to my daughter. And one thing about black women, you like our kids, we like you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna always see about people to see about our kids. And we're the exact opposite. If you mess with our kids, you got hell coming. Like we don't play about our kids. And so I'm very in love with his family. My love extends to his family because of what they manage with my daughter. They're very, very good to her.
Yeah.
Very good to her because she is a typical bratty American kid who is excited about Ghana and Ghanaian culture, and she's learning so much. But they have to take a lot off of her. They have to put up with a lot of her ways that don't mesh with how they raise kids or how they were raised. And they love her and spoil her, Aunt Vic and Joseph, through a lot of stuff. And I love them for that. I never blink an eye about what they're doing with her. Even when they have to discipline her, I know anything they're doing with her is the core of it starts with love and affection and respect.
And she have seen how some people were being disciplined there in African way. But you see,
even when they done, y'all come up with dumb stuff too, making people squat, making them stand and hold 2 bricks up until their arms get tired. They got some other corporal punishments.
Yeah, and just to add this to it, recently I just found out that the way Africans were like, when we want to punish our kids, we have done it before, even in school. They would like you to hold your ears this way and squat and go. Recently, I just found out that
I got a video of that.
That really helps your mind.
Well, I don't know what it helps. I know Gia looked like a fool doing it, and I enjoyed it because she deserved it.
Well, so
she deserved it.
Some of our punishments are actually good. Yeah, but actually good. They make you smart. I will show you that video. I was very surprised when I saw that. Really,
what makes you smart is not having to be punished. That's when we know you're brilliant.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to not get punished, and I believe you're brilliant. Anyway, I don't want us to beleaguer them. It has been 2 years as of February 14th.
February 14th.
That
2
Isaac
years.
Ekbosu and Dr. Wanda united and got married, and so we wanted to share just a few tips with you about
online dating.
Let me wrap this up with this. I will say this. Get the money right. Figure out what you're going to do with money in terms of sharing or not sharing or bank accounts or not bank accounts. You have to figure that out because I can tell you that Isaac and I have very different perspectives about money management. And 2 things break a marriage. This is what I know just in general. Finances and fidelity. Those 2 will break you, or you'll stand firm with each other. We are okay with the fidelity. Okay, the finances has been dicey, and a lot of it has to do with how differently we see money and managing money. And for example, this is not a culture that encourages saving. I believe in saving. I believe and I'm trained by my mother. You pay yourself first, then you take care of necessities, lights, gas, phone, that, and then you always save something because we know for sure a crisis, a rainy day, a problem is coming. Even if you haven't had one in a long time, it's coming. And my mother said, your best friend, you have no best friends in life. Your best friend is your savings account. Because when you need some money and that best friend you go to looks at you and say, I ain't got it, you start learning about friendship. And they might not legitimately have it. A lot of times they just don't want to give you their money. So you've gone too far with them. Your savings account will never tell you that. So Isaac struggles with saving. He believes every dollar that comes in needs to go out. What else, baby? Being honest.
Well, generosity, I think. That, kind of. I've told you how, I have to help some people, and
you saying what you do with your money?
Yeah, to even giving out my last quarter to them. Which is not
good. Why would you give your last?
Well,
why would you give to the point of injury? That's not generosity. That's foolishness. And that's how I see it. So these are the type of things that we're working through. When I left the last time, I left Isaac with a bank. We had a bank, a physical bank, where we were putting money in it and saving. I was trying to teach him how to save, and we worked on a budget. And he learned how to budget really, really well and liked it. As soon as I got on that plane, he threw all of that out the window and he went back to himself. When I got back 7 months later, I asked about the bank. He couldn't find the bank. He looking for the bank. The bank somewhere. The bank this. The bank. He brought that bank to me. He had tore open the bank and used every bit of the money inside of the bank. I was angry with him. I had to ask the Lord. I said, if I'm going to stay angry with him, he's not going to grow, and I'm not going to grow. So I had to forgive him, and now we have a new bank. He has not disrespected that bank. I don't see him put very much in the bank. I always put a little something in the bank.
I put, and you don't see it there. Yeah.
But we got a bank.
I put it.
And so part of my faithfulness to the marriage was to say, okay, this is a longer lesson because he's been managing money poorly for a long
years,
time.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get the quick dough change like I want. So that's something too. When you date online, don't assume that you're going to be in agreement about how money moves and how you share money and how that flows. That is a longer discussion. And I would say, pump your brakes. Slow down with the money. So I do give my husband money. I am very generous and honest with him about money. But I also control my purse because I realize that because he's married to an American, there is almost like a highlight, like somebody took a highlighter marker, or there's a bullseye on him. Oh, he got it. Go to him. Ask him. Tell him. And the truth is, he does not. He does not run my purse. So they come to him with all these problems, everything from malaria to, celebrations to funerals, with an expectation that he can give something financially. But what I manage first is my immediate family, which he's responsible as an African male to take in consideration the whole family, the extended family. Yeah. So those are things too you have to be careful with. And it doesn't mean that there's any scamming going on. We're not scamming each other. There's no I don't have some angst against him where, damn it, he doesn't have a right to my money and I'm mad at him. And he's not sitting there, behind my back calculating and figuring out what he can get from me. We're trying to our video cut, but we are not really at each other's throats with that. Like Isaac is really just trying to figure out, we're both trying to figure out how to embrace each other's mindsets, or at least understand each other's mindsets about money. And then look at him putting his arm around me and then coming to some sort of conclusion about how we're going to conduct ourselves in coupleship. So I've told him I love my brother and his wife the way they do things. If you ask one for money, you're asking them both. Okay, so people know if you go to her, she's going to bring him in it. If you go to him, he's going to bring her in it. And so sometimes he doesn't function with that rule. Recently, a man off of Facebook sent me a message and asked me for some money. He asked me for some financial support. I've never met him. He's somebody that's just a Facebook friend. I watch what he do. He does tours. He gives commentary about the political climate of this country. But I don't personally know him, okay? So I was sharing with them the messages. And so I said, I started to tell him that he needs to ask you. Like, here's my husband's information. Ask him for it. So he said to tell him, no, that your husband says no. So I wrote that. I said, I'm sorry about whatever, but no, I won't be able to help you. My husband says no. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Tell your husband I apologize. Thank you for at least responding to me. Blah, 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 blah. But I thought, wow, look how ballsy this man is. And so I'm sure it's because we opened the library, we put the benches and the swings out. Like he's seeing us do things that look like we spend a lot of money. But actually I do everything on a shoestring budget with the in-kind donations that people give. Some of it I take from my own income. I allocate a certain amount for the projects that I want to spend on. The same way people get hair and nails and they they buy liquor. I decide that I want to fund my own projects. I don't want to wait. So that's how I do it. But I don't have a lot of money, and my husband is well aware of that. And we're here living. Like, this isn't us vacationing. We have the everyday issues that come with living. So, yeah, you really have to get that money piece, that discussion, and it's a hard discussion with African men. Because there's an expectation with him in the family pecking order of how he should behave or respond to crisis that don't match an American black woman.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for somebody else's household and their issues. If I want to give, I give. If I don't want to give, I don't. That's not necessarily true. Those issues have to be completely flushed out.
Yeah, and I also want to advise. We have a few minutes to go. Communication is very, very vital. I just remember this. A friend of mine, she's a Russian. So many years ago, I met her, and she told me how she was scammed by this Ghanaian that she thought was in a U.S. Army in somewhere. They communicated and all those. I think this guy sent her pictures of an army officer. They never had a video call, so he was giving her excuses and all those things. So this one was scammed of $5,000 I think 4-5 years ago by this Ghanaian. Later on, she was able to see her on video, and she was like, "Is that the guy I've been talking to all this while?" Communication is very vital. Don't let any man, any woman you are seeing give you an excuse that, "Oh, I can't make video calls with you," and all those things. Make sure, my wife will tell you, we video call when she's not in Ghana.
He wanted to video call.
Even when she's in Ghana and I'm away, we want a video call.
He wants the video call.
Yeah, and she would tell, when we started video calling, a lot of my bundle went into video calling. Testing became like, no, we were video calling. So I think these are some of the areas too you have to.
Well, I was in love.
check
I
it.
wanted him to have my cup of coffee talking to him.
And it was so
with
beautiful.
him, I don't know what it was.
So don't let any man in Ghana deceive you that he can't video call you or something. Make sure you video call and see this guy you are talking to. Because of my friend's
he trusts the
experience.
video call thing.
Yeah.
I don't. I think you can lie through a video call.
Yeah, you can do that, but at least you'll be able to see certain things that you will question. Because of my friend's experience, she's a white Russian who was scammed $5,000 by a Ghanaian she thought was in the U.S. Army. You see? So